What is going on, you guys? On today's exciting episode of Undercover Boss, we're showing you two episodes featuring two more bosses that are faced with the worst employees in Undercover Boss history.
They don't know how to use a machine, so they're over here looking like doing the machine. And then they come up here and they're like, well, what does protein do? Dude, what the you don't know what protein does?
How will these bosses deal with the situation, and will any of them blow their cover? Tune in to find out. We will first look at the founder and CEO of Retro Fitness, Eric Casaburi.
I'm Eric Casaburi. I'm the founder and CEO of Retro Fitness.
Headquartered in New Jersey, Retro Fitness provides gym memberships for more than 300,000 customers, scoring revenues of more than $100 million a year in the process. Eric started Retro Fitness because he saw a hole in the market, and he was a gym operator and saw the opportunity to bring high-quality fitness experience with a good price. Retro Fitness offers a personal trainer, a movie theater, tanning and juice bar, and all of this for only $20 a month. This business model made the company instantly grow, and now they have over 90 gyms across the country. Eric grew up in a modest family, so he understood the value of every penny. He also had a tough childhood, as his mom passed away after getting diagnosed with skin cancer. Eric was always a hard worker and got his first trainer certificate when he was still in high school. He continued to work hard after that, and now he has created one of the fastest growing businesses in the world. He's also a tough boss and expects very dedicated employees to work for him, and he also wants employees that love their jobs and that are not just there for the money. Eric wants to go undercover because they're growing really fast, and he wants to see if there's anything that he can improve on. He'll be going undercover as Barry, a contestant on a reality show, competing to win his own gym.
Got this great disguise. I've transformed into Barry Ghosh, a down-on-his-luck guy competing on a reality show to win his own gym.
For his first job, he travels to Easton, Pennsylvania to work in sales. He meets up with Megan and she tells him about the gym offers and also how to talk to the customers. She then gives him the microphone and tells him what to say, and Eric notices that Megan is not using the company's script, so he actually convinces her to use the line on the script rather than her own lines. He then makes the announcement and really impresses Megan.
Yeah, I guess I should have waited to tell her all that. I couldn't though, because it's not really just a protein shake. It is so much more.
Oh my gosh, you're a pro already. Why am I teaching you?
This is great.
Eric is really good at sales, so this was really a hard job for him. They then work on giving a tour to a potential customer, and Eric watches as Megan tries to sell membership. Even though Megan was really good at her job, Eric knew better ways to sell and to interact with customers, so he jumps in the conversation and actually sells the product, which annoys Megan as he was just supposed to look and learn. The next day, Eric travels to Fair Lawn, New Jersey to work as a front desk associate. He meets up with Jacqueline, and as soon as they met, she tells him her job is not really important and that she just sits around and plays with her phone.
I find myself over here, like this, taking pictures of myself. You can run your gym the way you want it to run.
Eric then tries to give her a scenario in which a customer might not approach her, thinking that she might be busy, but she answers back by saying that the customers here are awful and that she sometimes wants to punch them in the face.
I'm not a slave. I don't work for you. I don't know what to do with some people. I just want to punch them in the face sometimes.
Oh, I did that.
She doesn't stop there, as she then tells him that the customers are stupid and uses vulgar language which other customers can clearly hear.
They don't know how to use a machine, so they're over here looking like doing the machine. And then they come up here and they're like, well, what does protein do? Dude.
Eric couldn't believe what he was hearing, but he tries to keep his cool and continues. She then shows him how to make the shakes, but she doesn't follow the ingredients, and when Eric tries to do it the right way, she starts to insult him and calls him brain dead.
Brain dead if you can't get it. So if you look at that and can't understand it, then you should probably turn around and not do this.
Eric still maintains his cool and laughs off the insults, but one customer who had been listening to the insults jumps in and tries to defend him, but she really didn't care and even threatens to fire Eric. She then gets into another argument with the customer and starts insulting him as well.
No, you have to pay today. Hello, no, listen. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't with me, dude.
Eric, seeing this, was very angry but doesn't want to blow his cover, so he leaves the gym and calls the franchise owner to talk about his experience. The next day, he travels to Yonkers, New Jersey to work under the manager, and he meets up with Yvette. She first gives him a tour, and Eric notices how Yvette keeps the gym clean. She's passionate about her work and does her job very well, but Eric finds one thing that he doesn't like, and it's the way that she cleans, as it's not really cost effective.
I believe there is a more efficient and less expensive way to do that, and the tasks still get done to a very high degree.
Later, Eric learns that Yvette has been having issues with the billing company and that the issue had not been fixed. He also learns that Yvette's mother is suffering from a disease and he comforts her. Eric's undercover time comes to an end, and he invites his employees to his office to reveal his true identity. First in was Jacqueline, and Eric didn't waste time to confront her about her behavior toward him and the paying customers. But Jacqueline didn't back down and defends her behavior, which gets him angrier, and things get really heated between them, and Eric then invites in the franchise owner, and she realizes that she might get fired, so she uses the oldest trick in the book and starts crying. She also tries to lie and deny everything.
And do you ever see that? Do you ever see me do that? No, because I don't do that.
You did it in front of the CEO.
But I didn't know it was him, obviously.
But this didn't really do anything for her, as she's promptly fired by the owner.
Show it in any way more than I have. And yeah, maybe I dropped. Sorry. God bit me, seriously. Like I can't even deal.
Next in was Yvette, and their interaction goes much smoother. Eric tells her that he had a great experience with her and tells her that the billing issue had been fixed. He then offers to pay for her trip to see her mom and gives her $10,000 so she can have a vacation with her fiancé. And on top of that, he gives her $30,000 to help with their expenses.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Like, a lot of people don't know that hard work actually pays off. And
last in was Megan, and he tells her that he loved her energy and then offers to put her in their promotional materials and gives her $15,000 so she can get her own place and another $40,000 to pay for her college. And on top of that, he gives her another $20,000 just for her to spend on what she needs.
I didn't feel like living anymore, and now I'm like here and I have a chance to live and be happy.
And now, let us see our next boss, the president and CEO of True Value Hardware, John Hartman.
My name is John Hartman, and I'm the president and CEO of True Value.
Headquartered in Chicago, Illinois, True Value is one of the world's largest hardware stores, and they have more than 4,500 locations across 58 countries, and they earn more than $2 billion in revenue and employ thousands of people. True Value was founded 100 years ago by a man named John Carter, and he started with only a small store, but over the years, the company had grown to become the largest hardware store in the world. John joined the company because True Value was losing customers to other big stores, and True Value operates in the franchise model, so their individual stores were not as big as the others. And they're also mostly family owned, so they can't really keep up with these big box stores. Since John joined the company in 2013, he's grown the company and has saved it from bankruptcy. John started his life's work by joining the FBI, but after serving his country for 10 years, he wanted something new, so he resigned his job and joined the business world. He worked for Home Depot for 9 years, and after acquiring management skills, he became the CEO of a successful company named MAGA, before finally joining True Value. John is changing the company and making it successful, but there's still a long way to go and beat out the big stores. And because of that, he wants to go undercover and see what his stores are missing and what they can improve on. He'll be going undercover as Lewis, and his employees will be told that he's a contestant on a reality show competing to win money as a prize.
I'm going undercover as Louis Lupresi, an older handyman who is the subject of a reality show where he can win $250,000.
For his first job, John travels to Boston, Massachusetts to work as a sales associate.
I'm here in Boston, Massachusetts, and today I'll be working with a sales associate.
He meets up with Brad, and out of nowhere, he tells him that he likes to flirt with female customers.
We're gonna smoke some cigarettes, we're gonna flirt with some women, we're gonna sell some...
I'm sorry, we're gonna do what?
John is confused by the statement and thinks that it's a joke, and he lets it go. Next, Brad takes John on a tour of the store and reveals that he's happy because John is there today, because it means that Brad now has someone else to do his job for the day.
No, actually, I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. But, you know, it's a blessing that I have someone to do my work for me today.
And Brad also continues to talk about how he'll get the numbers of cute women. After a little time goes by and a female customer comes in, Brad actually serves her well, and John is very impressed by him, and he sees that Brad is a very good salesman, and he's also happy that Brad is not being inappropriate with the customers. But that quickly changes when Brad continues talking and reveals to John that he gives his business number to single women so he can go to their home when they have issues and be able to hit on them there. This was really disturbing to John, but things get even worse as Brad tries to hit on another woman in the store and makes inappropriate comments behind her back. John was very angry with Brad's behavior, but he didn't want to blow his cover, so he keeps his cool and finishes his shift.
When Brad made those comments, I couldn't believe what I heard. I felt immediately that that was inappropriate.
For his next job, John travels to Springfield, Oregon to work in a distribution center.
Today I'm at one of True Value's 13 distribution centers in Springfield, Oregon, and I'll be working with an inbound stocking and receiving associate.
And he meets up with Terrell, and he teaches him how to scan and stock the products.
Right here, BF39OB is going to be our location, so we're going to take all of that to our location.
John then does that for a while before moving to another task. Terrell next instructs him on how to drive the forklift, and although John has never driven a forklift before, he manages to do pretty well. On their break, John learns that Terrell's father was murdered, which almost destroyed his life, but since then he's changed his life around and now wants to study criminal justice so he can fix the issues in the system.
Go back to school.
What would you take?
I would do criminal justice, juvenile criminal justice.
Really?
Yeah.
The next day, John travels to Pittsfield, Massachusetts to work under the manager.
I'm working today in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, at Car Hardware with a front-end manager.
He meets up with Chris, who teaches him how to serve the customers. Chris is a very enthusiastic manager, and he also has a great relationship with his customers, which makes John happy.
Knowing your store like the back of your hand is prime customer service.
Okay.
We try to cover every basic, basically.
John then helps out with tasks throughout the day, and while working together, the two talk more, and John learns that Chris is very ambitious and has plans to get into headquarters.
Energy, passion. He's very knowledgeable. He knows his customers. He's exactly the kind of associate we need to stay.
For his last job, he travels to Glenview, Illinois to work as a cashier.
Today I'm at the Glenview True Value hardware store to work with a cashier.
He meets up with Lexi and she shows him how to operate the register, and John then takes the job and starts off well, but he was slow and a bunch of people were waiting in line, and this creates unhappy customers. And seeing this, John gets nervous and starts messing up, but Lexi sees his struggle and helps him out. As they work together, John learns that the cash register system regularly crashes, which causes a headache for both the customers and the employees, who get blamed for the poor service.
Lexi talked about the register crashing from time to time, so I really want to understand exactly what that means and how often that happens.
Later, on their break, Lexi takes him outside, and John helps her get gardening products for her small community garden. And we see that Lexi loves to help people, and her dream is to become a nurse, but her student loan was too high and she wasn't able to finish school.
Myself through college and law school, I worked a lot of part-time jobs to do that, and I can absolutely relate to Lexi. She's just really impressive.
John's undercover time finally comes to an end, and he invites his employees to his office to reveal his true identity. First in was Brad, and as we remember, John wasn't really happy with him, and he directly confronts him about his inappropriate behavior. And he tells him that he was very close to blowing his cover and firing him on the spot. But John had also noticed how good of a salesman Brad is, so he thinks that he should just give him a second chance. So John comes with a proposal, and he tells Brad that he wants to mentor him and bring out the best in him and make him a great employee. Brad is delighted by the offer and immediately accepts, and then apologizes for the way that he behaved and promises to do better.
You know, this has been the wake-up call that I need to take direction, and luckily, he's given me an opportunity to do that.
Next in was Chris, and John was very impressed with him, so as a prize, he gives him $5,000 for a family vacation, and he then gives him another $10,000 for his daughter's education, and another $25,000 to pay off his mortgage.
John took a lot of weight off my shoulders. I get to fulfill a dream of going to Disneyland with my daughter. It's just amazing. It's unreal.
Next in was Terrell, and John was touched by Terrell's story, and he admires him for picking himself up after going through a lot. And so he gives him $12,000 to pay off his debt, and another $10,000 so he can go to college, and another $20,000 so he can buy a new car.
I'm too excited right now. Like, I just want to go outside and just give somebody a...
Last in was Lexi. He tells her that she was a great employee, and tells her that he loves her passion, and gives her $5,000 to pay for her rent, and offers to pay for her $50,000 student loan, and gives her $10,000 so she can finish nursing school.
So today I'm going to give you $10,000 to pursue that education.
No way.